Alright everybody, welcome back to another fucking YouTube stream of me playing video games. But tonight, it's not just about playing video games. Tonight we're going to do a little bit of talking while we're streaming here. Just wait for a few people to join the stream, and we're going to get right into it. For those of you who have never watched my... fuck. Alright, it looks like we got one viewer already. I'm assuming that's most likely J-Rad. Like I said in my last video, my last live stream, if you ain't following Squirrel Hunters MX on Instagram, go ahead and give them a follow. Those are my boys. I'm the mechanic for their motocross team this year for J-Rad personally. Go give them a follow on Instagram. They're worth it. You'll see a lot of good goddamn racing content if you're into motocross racing. Even if you're not, you might get a laugh out of it. Go give them a follow. That's Squirrel Hunters, no spaces, MX on Instagram. So hopefully we'll get the boys in here, we'll get enough people in here, and we'll start the fucking shit talking. So, tonight, I just figured I'd make a stream video about shit talking. You know, while I'm playing video games, and I couldn't think of a better video game to shit talk to than Fortnite. I don't find nothing too special about this video game anymore, so I figured may as well just fucking stream it. So what we're going to do tonight, once I get enough viewers in here, at least more than one, the boys are going to give me a topic to rant about, and I'm going to fucking shit talk it. So hopefully we get her going good enough. If you're watching the stream right now, leave a like and leave a comment. May as well get her started, boys. We'll get her fucking going here. I ain't too good at this game, nor am I too good at any video game when I've been drinking as much as I have tonight, so we'll go ahead and get a good start to her. J-Rad's here live right now, boys. J-Rad, one of the admins of Squirrel Hunters MX on Instagram. We got 2 viewers. Whoever the second viewer is, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know who you are. There we go. J-Rad's left the @ for Squirrel Hunters Instagram in the comments right there. Go ahead and give them a follow. Those are my boys, and I can tell you what, some funny motherfuckers they are. We got 2 viewers so far. Hopefully we'll have some more by the end of the night. Just loving to get shit rolling here. These are my, you know, Squirrel Hunters over on Instagram. Those are my boys. I'm their fucking pit mechanic for this season of motocross racing. If you love motocross racing, or even if you fucking don't, go ahead and give them a follow. Because I'll tell you right now, it's worth it. More worth it than you'd ever fucking think. We're gonna get shit started off slow here tonight. As soon as we get more than a couple viewers in here, we'll go ahead and get a topic started, and you can hear me shit talk about that for a few hours. I could go on all fucking night, really. Ooh, fuck me. But let me tell you, regardless of how slow we get shit started, we're gonna give it the old college try. hopefully get off to a good start tonight here on the stream. And you know what, even if we don't get a third or fourth viewer here in the next couple of minutes, you can go ahead and feel free to give me a fucking topic and I'll sit here and rant about it. I don't play this game a whole lot. I've made a few previous streams on it, but nothing fucking too serious. But, the shittiest person in my life so far. Let me fucking tell you. The shittiest person in my life so far was an old buddy of mine. You know, me and him were good buddies for a little while. Shit went pretty good. I lived with him for a little while. But then this new girly friend came along and fucking ruined everything. And basically what had happened was he decided that his 16-year-old girlfriend, he's 20 years old mind you, decided that she was more important than the guy that had listened to his bullshit bitching over women for a year. I'm not going to name drop because that's just fucking rude, on YouTube at least, and I don't want to fucking even put a risk to my channel getting banned, so I'll leave that alone for now. But for the time being, you want to hear about a shitty person. This is the shittiest person I could ever tell you about. So, I lived with this prick for quite a while. I lived with him for fucking close to 8 months. And I'd stuck by him. I'd had his back through almost everything. Even though he deserved to get his ass beat sometimes, I still defended him. And didn't nobody fuck with him while I was there. Which was a fucking right choice to make, because I'll defend any of my buddies, no matter fucking what. He just decided it was a funny fucking thing to do, to go ahead and fuck me over for his little 16-year-old girlfriend. So I said, whatever. Although he'd had me paying $360 a month to sleep on a couch in his fucking living room, and just completely fucked me over in the end, I decided to let it be the bigger person. Till this Sunday. I get a text from him on Sunday morning saying, hey, you got that $200 you owe me? He was trying to tell me I owed him $200 for him loaning me $100 to get my truck out of the shop, which of course I'd paid him back for maybe not even a full 3 weeks later, because at the time I had a good enough job. I had $100 to spare, for fuck's sake. But he wanted to take his little 16-year-old girlfriend, who he was basically babysitting, out for dinner. Or something. He wanted to take her out on a fucking date. So his reaction initially was, hey, I'll hit up Bear. Tell him he owes me $100. And you know what? This stupid motherfucker had the absolute fucking nerve, to tell me I owed him that money and he was expecting it by the end of the week. So when I told him that he wasn't getting a fucking dime out of me, he started to get pissy. I told him not to get tough with me. I told him it was the worst fucking mistake he'd ever make. He started to get tough with me anyhow. He started talking all sorts of shit. And I told him, you can do all this chirping through the fucking text messages as you want, but you ain't got the fucking balls to come and say nothing in my face. So sure enough, he keeps chirping, keeps shit talking. And well, eventually he made the fucking worst mistake he ever could have made. He decided it was funny to make a joke about my father's suicide attempt. So I told him where I was. I was even in the town that he was living in. I told him he could pull up at any time he fucking wanted. And then me and him would have it out, like a real fucking man. But he decided he was just going to sit behind the phone and talk shit all night. So all morning, I listened to his shit talking, his beacon, just fucking nothing but talking. Because he thought he was a tough motherfucker. And sure enough, I gave him 2 addresses. In the morning, when he started shit talking, I was at my buddy's house in Stonington, where I used to live with him. Maybe 3 whole blocks away from where he was. I told him he could pull up there. He fucking didn't. I gave him my home address at my mother's house, where I was forced to move back into after he threw me out. Told him to pull up out there and we could settle this like real fucking men. He didn't show up. Now I'll tell you this, if you want to make a joke about my father's suicide attempt, you got a problem with that shit, you got a problem with me. And I told him I suggest you let that one marinate. And he said, I ain't fucking scared of you. I told him you very well goddamn should be, because I could ruin your fucking life in a moment. And well, I told him you want to make a joke about my father's fucking suicide attempt, then me and you are going to have a problem the next time I see you out in public. Get this shit. You want to hear, you hear about all the time stolen valor in the news. Somebody pretends to be fucking, you know, from the military just to get respect and credit and all this shit. That's exactly what he's doing. He had the fucking nerve to spend 3 weeks in Marine boot camp, come back home after getting medically discharged, and I say that lightly because he faked that fucking injury. He faked the injury just to come back home to his 16-year-old girlfriend. He gets back home after this injury to his knee and his hip happened. And his grandparents had paid over $300 for physical therapy for him. And he skips all of his physical therapy sessions. He went to maybe 2. And then skipped all of them. Because he said he didn't need them. So I said, sure thing, Super Chief. I'm fucking sure that you're just fine, huh? But get this, he had the fucking nerve. If any of you are related to somebody in the military, I am sure that they would smack the shit out of somebody like this. He claimed that he was still a Marine, even though he had done no work to earn the fucking title. He didn't even get to meet his drill instructor yet. But he had the absolute fucking nerve to tell me he was a Marine. Says, I technically earned the title. I was there for 3 weeks, so that means I earned it. I told him you didn't earn a goddamn thing. He just decided to keep on chirping. The worst part, and I mean the worst fucking part, was he was given a DD-214 upon his discharge. And he tried to tell me that DD-214 classified him as a veteran. I told him that is the shittiest thing you could ever fucking chirp about in your goddamn life. I said, you want to see a veteran? You want to see a real goddamn veteran? My great-grandpa fought in World War II. Almost lost his fucking life in World War II. That's a veteran. My buddy Wyatt's dad fought in Iraq twice. That's a fucking veteran. You are not a veteran for going through 3 weeks of boot camp and then get discharged because you missed your fucking girlfriend. And to add insult to injury, he stole a fucking he stole a Marine coat. And you know goddamn well he didn't earn it. He stole it. This was a fucking fully kitted Marine coat. The gold buttons with the eagle globe and anchor on them and everything. And he stole it and then tried to tell his family that that somebody had given it to him. I told him he was a fucking coward and that he would never go anywhere with his fucking life. But he tries to tell me that I'm the fucking loser. Tries to tell me I'm a druggie because I smoked pot maybe 4 or 5 times since he'd thrown me out. So, of course, he did all of his shit talking through this telephone. Didn't have nothing he could say to my fucking face. And as soon as I told him to pull up, he pussied out. And he's the type of prick that'll press charges against you if he loses a fight to you. I shit you not, he called this black kid that lived in our town, called him the fucking N-word once at school. I ain't gonna fucking say it in the stream because that's just the quickest way for YouTube to delete my fucking channel. Called him the N-word, was being just fucking a racist little cocksucker. So the kid came up to him one night on our town square, punched him square in his shit. And he had the nerve to call the cops on him and have him arrested. The way I see it, if you're gonna be a racist little bitch like that, you deserve to be punched square in your fucking mouth. That's all I got on that topic though, so for the 3 of you that are watching, go ahead and give me another one and I'll fucking fill you in on whatever I see. I know J-Rad could probably come up with some. Whoever the 2 other viewers are, go ahead and give me something. There's 3 of yous watching right now, meaning there's 3 of yous that could easily tell me what you want me to talk shit about. There's 4 of you now. Hell, this is a record for my fucking YouTube channel. So I want all of yous to know that I thank you and I appreciate the fucking views very much. Leave a like and even subscribe to the goddamn channel before you head out. But regardless. What's my favorite sport and why? Jared, that's a good goddamn question. My favorite sport?
Yeah.
Out of all the sports I've ever played, I'd say football's probably my favorite.
Hello?
Because I used to play it with you and a few of the other guys we used to call buddies. We'd used to sit there and shoot the shit all night long.
There?
And let me tell you, hi there. But for at least the 2 of you that are, for at least the 2 of you that are watching the stream right now, let me tell you how legendary our JFL football team was.
You're a streamer?
Yes, I am. I'm streaming on YouTube, but
What's your channel? I want to subscribe.
it's Bear, B-E-A-R with a capital B, Rickman, R-I-C-K-M-A-N.
Wait, what's after B? What's after Bear?
There's a space between the names, but after Bear, it's capital R-I-C-K-M-A-N.
Wait, so Bear space Rican?
Bear space Rickman, R-I-C-K-M-A-N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyhow, Jared,
So the capital.
Oh hell, Wild Bill's in the stream now. Hell yeah, that's something I appreciate. But anyway, football was easily my favorite sport because of how wild me and J-Rad's JFL football team was. We went almost completely undefeated in that season. The only game that we had ever lost was to Effingham. Other than that, we went undefeated, and we were also #1 in football fights that year.
After this game, can you add me? I'm going to look up your screen.
Sure thing, buddy.
I'm going to add you right now.
Alright, man.
Big Bears. Okay.
But that's just... Alright. That's just how it went back playing, JFL football. We had this kid on our team. Big old motherfucker. You remember Curtis J-Rad? I'm sure you do. But he was one of the, tallest dudes on our football team, other than are good, you know, other than Evan Champley. You know, I'm related to him too. He's something. But to make things short, we had the craziest, most violent football team ever. There were so many fights in our 8th grade year that our coaches were beginning to become concerned about our mental health because of how many fights that we've been in. And I suggest you let that one marinate, because this was the craziest thing that I'd ever seen, was how many fights we had that year. J-Rad, I forget what position you played, Jared, but either way, you can agree with me easily that was the craziest year we've ever had. Our most legendary football game was our game against Mount Zion, Illinois versus Taylorville, Illinois. It was the last game of our 8th grade season. And holy shit, did we tear them up. They didn't stand a single chance against us in that game. Jared was playing defensive end. They had me posted on offensive line for some reason, but during that last game against Mount Zion was when they put me on defensive line. I was a defensive tackle. That game was intense, and I mean intense. We had one of our players, who's one of my best friends, who's locked up right now, Hunter Sanders. He played that game. He played that football game with a broken finger. Actually, 2 broken fingers, and still was almost untouchable to the other team.
Did you accept my friend request yet?
I don't think it'll let me accept it until we get out of the game, bud.
No, press options.
Will it?
Then go to Vandal Puzzle, then press accept friend request.
There we go, I think it'll let me do it, but anyhow. We did pretty good that game, and when I say pretty good, I mean legendary, basically. I think, if I can remember correctly, Jared, we smoked him out that game. I don't think we let him score a single time. But, oh man, that was an intense game because we were unstoppable. Nobody could have taken us out that game. And Jared, to answer your question, my favorite wing sauce, hell. I tell you what, next time you go to Hooters, you try the honey chipotle wings they got there. Easily my favorite wing sauce that's ever been produced.
Do you have a face cam?
Do I have a what?
Face cam.
I do not have a camera yet, no.
I'm going to look you up.
I plan on getting one in the near future, though. For now, all of my streams on YouTube are strictly voice.
I got my YouTube right here.
But J-Rad or Wild Bill, it doesn't matter which one of you does it. Alright, buddy.
I found you live. We're right here.
Yes, mate. Yes, sir. I'm live right now.
Yeah, I'm your teammate. Here. Oh my god.
But anyhow, J-Rad or Wild Bill, doesn't matter. Go ahead and give me something to talk about.
Apa? Ano ba yun? Hindi ko po alam.
Wild Bill, doesn't matter. Go ahead and give me something to talk about.
You can listen to your voice.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear mine through the mic too.
Ano ba? Hindi po
Yeah, I can hear mine through the mic. But
I hear everything.
J-Rad or Keegan, doesn't matter. Oh no, I can't do that. But
I can stream on Twitch and YouTube.
yeah, I've got a Twitch account, but I don't stream to that very much.
Me neither. Nobody watches.
Yeah, I've had maybe like 5 viewers most on Twitch, so I leave that alone for now until I get a little more exposure on YouTube and all that.
This is the first time I've heard the big man voice.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of us left playing this game no more, but you know what, I figured I'd stream it tonight just because most of my streams on YouTube are mainly consistent of anything other than mostly video game. Oh, J-Rad, you want to hear about my celebrity crush and why, huh? Well, there's a lot of fine female celebrities out there, but I'd say right now my number one on the list, my number one on the list is probably anywhere between Scarlett Johansson and Mila Kunis.
My God.
I mean, Scarlett Johansson's finer than frog hair.
I'm looking at what Jared is. I'm going to turn off the volume. Oh, now I know how annoying my mic is. It's like a beeping sound.
Yeah, I can hear that, but anyhow, yeah, Scarlett Johansson's probably one of my top picks because she's a fine woman. It's either her or I don't know the name of the actress, but Brandy from Joe Dirt, actually.
Oh, yeah. I see what Jared is saying. Jared Harris.
Yeah, Brandy from Joe Dirt is probably probably number 2 on my list of top picks other than Scarlett Johansson. Fuck. Had them long tan legs of hers, she could do damn near anything.
I'm stuck.
Oh, Jared, I am definitely an ass eater. I am an ass man all the way. And it's something that I fucking appreciate very much. Because eating ass is like, I don't know exactly how to describe it, really.
Guy over here. There's a guy over here.
I'm on my way. But anyhow, ass eating's like baseball to me because it's my favorite pastime.
Oh, I don't. Somebody sniped me. I can't stay properly because I'm holding my phone.
Oh well, shit, I'm down. But anyhow, and then a Wild Bill. My favorite thing to do in my free time. My favorite thing to do in my free time. That's a tough one, actually.
So you're my epic friend now?
I think so, buddy. But anyhow, my favorite thing to do in my free time, if I'm not either cruising around in the country, because, you know, ideal for me, I'll be cruising out in the country, blaring some fucking, you know, 90s country music.
I see you earlier playing Team Rumble.
Alright. Yeah, I did play that earlier, but anyhow, if I'm not cruising out in the country, you know, with my buddies or with family or something like that, and just enjoying the fucking fresh air, living life and stuff like that, I'd say my favorite pastime's camping or fishing. Because I can camp and fish all year long.
I've never went camping before. Actually, no, I have.
Where are you from anyway, little man?
Philippines.
You're from the Philippines, so I take it you don't get I take it you don't get out camping very much.
I was born in Dubai though.
Oh, you were born in Dubai? Well, that's actually that's a really pretty part of India, so I'd imagine camping there is pretty fun.
Yeah, I rode so many camels.
But yeah, fishing, camping, or cruising is my favorite pastime. And Jared, the thing I'm looking forward to the most this summer, wrenching for you, I'm looking forward a hell of a lot to being your pit mechanic this summer. And there's multiple reasons why. 1, gets me out of Illinois for a little while. Number 2, I get to spend time with my boys. Number 3 is easily the fact that there is going to be more women than I can count on my fingers and toes out there just ready.
Okay.
And of course they're going to want to give the wrench some love too. So, therefore, that's exactly what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be with the boys, and I'm gonna be looking for tail.
Do you still play football?
I know I graduated from high school within the last year, so I don't play football anymore. And I didn't play football.
So you're in college?
I'm not in college, actually. I can't afford that, but...
Don't worry, buddy. You're going to get to college.
Oh, I might get to college someday, but for right now, I'm focusing on working more than anything. Somebody above me.
How much is college, though?
College in America is a lot.
Guy on top of... I mean, under you.
He's gonna PM me. Well, I think I've got you added as a friend on here, so as long as you continue watching my stream, and I'll put you in a group with me. But Wild Bill, my worst injury. Well, there's two bad injuries I've had in my life, and one of them was when I broke my wrist. I've got a pretty nasty scar from that left over. I was going down a hill. My cousins convinced me to go down this big ass, steep ass hill on my bike, or well, on his bike. Didn't bother to warn me that the bike had no fucking brakes on it whatsoever. So naturally, I started going down the hill on this bike. Hell yeah, 4 viewers, 15 comments. We're doing pretty good right now, boys. But anyway, we're rolling pretty good so far, but the worst injury I think I've ever had in my life I added you, dude. You're in here somewhere. I think I just invited you to a party. But anyhow, other than breaking my wrist on that bike, which had no brakes, I get to the bottom of the hill. I hit a hole at the very bottom of the hill. I flew off of the front of the bike, basically did a fucking 360 over the top of the bike. And as soon as I hit the ground, I land on my back, and the bike runs right over the top of my face. The tires tore up my face and shit. There was scars, scratch marks, and all that all over my nose and my forehead and everything. I flipped back over and I landed on my wrist so bad I cracked 2 bones in it. And I wake up. I was passed out for 10 minutes, and everybody else was trying to get me, you know, awake. So I was there passed out for over 10 minutes, and everybody else was trying to get to the hospital. And the hospital in Taylorville, just to go to show you how terrible the hospital in Taylorville is. I woke up, you know, I got driven to the hospital. They laid me down in a bed. They put an IV in my arm, put an ice pack on my wrist, and then they tell me, hey, we're going to go ahead and send you off to Springfield Hospital. So they took the IV out of my arm, gave me a Ziploc bag full of ice to hold against my wrist in my grandma's car for the drive to Springfield.
We're going to play Team Rumble.
Yeah, we are. But
okay.
All the way to Springfield, I'm holding this ice pack on my wrist, which is stuck at a 90-degree angle because of how torn up it was. Get to the hospital, they put me under. I wake up and, you know, there'd been surgery done to my wrist. They'd set it back in place and put metal pins in it. They'd put a cast over it. But the second worst, I'd say, is I was over at my buddy's one night. I was at my buddy's house. We were hanging out and everything. And, you know, I'd accidentally stepped on a picture frame that meant a lot to him, and I cracked it, and I cracked the picture that was inside of it. So I felt bad. I was apologizing to him, and he was, you know, he was just fucking with me in the beginning. He was just fucking around. Didn't mean to actually slice half an inch into my leg, but he did. He sliced a half an inch into my leg with a knife. You know, he didn't mean to. He felt he was freaking the hell out when it happened. I'm standing there, there's blood pouring out of my leg. I can see down to the muscle and the fucking tissue. And I'm pretty pissed off. Because, you know, who's not gonna be pissed off when you just had a fucking, you know, a slice like a fucking steak fillet put into your leg? He's sitting there trying to calm me down and everything. I was like, hey, you know, trying to tell me to calm down isn't gonna help the situation. And in the end, his mom came out there and started freaking the hell out. She's like, why the fuck is he bleeding all over the fucking place, first off? You know, she says, I need to go to the hospital. I said, hell no I don't, because I don't fucking like hospitals. Don't like them whatsoever. And she was telling me, you know, oh, you know, you need to get stitches. I said, no I don't. I said, I ain't going to no damn hospital.
Why is there a guy in Pleasant Park? There's a guy right beside. Yeah,
I dropped a little far in front of you, buddy. But anyhow, I'd put a tourniquet and a paper towel over it overnight. And you know, it wasn't the best decision ever. But we'd got it covered up for the night. I get back up in the morning, I go to school, and I get called down to the office by vice principal fucking Bruder, because it was our junior year of high school. He calls me down to the office and says, I need you to show me what's, because I was wearing my bibs that day because I had work to do after school. But he says, I need you to show me what's there underneath your overalls, Mr. Rickman. And I said, why the hell do you need to see what's underneath my overalls? He said, because I don't know if it's a weapon or not. So he made me drop my overalls in his office to show him what was on my leg. I showed him. I said, it's nothing but a tourniquet. He said, why have you got a tourniquet on your leg? I said, because there's a cut in it.
Have you been, like, classmates?
What was that, buddy?
Are you and Jared, like, classmates?
We were classmates, yeah.
In high school?
Yes, we were. We were classmates from grade school all the way through high school, actually.
Wow.
But
I have a classmate named Jared.
Yeah?
Yeah, but with 2 R's.
But anyway, so I'm standing there trying to explain to him why I have a tourniquet over my leg, and he tells me, do you need to go to the hospital, Mr. Rickman? I said, I ain't going to no damn hospital. And he says, he was sitting there trying to tell me, he's like, you probably do need to go to the hospital. I said, I'm not going to a damn hospital. It's going to heal up on its own. The bleeding stopped, and there's no other issues. It's not infected. So he let me go on about my day, knowing that it was just a tourniquet on my leg rather than a fucking weapon. Which I told him there was no worry of it being a weapon because I was a fucking high school student and I had no... And so it pissed me off because I didn't think I'd ever have to drop my pants in front of the, you know, vice principal of our fucking high school. Just because he was unsure of what I had. But sure enough, I did.
The only school that I've seen that as a girl principal and the girl and all of the teachers are girls is my school. It's the only school that I saw that has girl teachers.
Yeah. The only school I went to that had female teachers and a female principal was my was in elementary school. That was the only time.
Same. I'm still in elementary.
But yeah, that's the worst. Those are the two worst injuries I've ever had. Well, unfortunately, I guess you could say, this is where I'm probably going to have to end the stream for tonight because I've got to get up in the morning and do some shit around the house.
So you're not going to play with me anymore?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get off here for tonight. I'm going to have to cut the stream short. But, I might be on. Yeah, I might be on tomorrow. I might be on after that. Who knows? But J-Rad, Wild Bill, it was good having you in the stream chat tonight. But here's where I'm gonna cut it off for tonight. I'll talk to you in the group chat here in a few minutes, and I'm gonna get off here for the night. But it's been very real.
Bye-bye.
So J-Rad, tomorrow night, I'll see you for another live on the Squirrel Hunters Instagram page. And for any of you that see this stream, as soon as it comes out on YouTube as an actual regular video, rather than a live video, Squirrel Hunters MX on Instagram, go ahead and give them a shout out. Give them a follow, give them everything, because they deserve it. But this is where I'm going to end the stream. Thank you everybody who came out. Thank you everybody who commented. Go ahead and give a like, spread the word about the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.